All right, folks, what I have here is a low mileage for the year 2000 Chevy Blazer LS. You know, this is the smaller one. It's like the S10 Blazer. And this thing, I gotta tell you, is in pretty darn good shape. It's not perfect. It's got minor issues, but nothing that should really stop you from enjoying it. And especially with winter on its way, it's nice to have a little four-wheel drive SUV. All right, we'll start her up for you. All right, now first of all, it's got a decent level of equipment, and if you'll notice, there are none of those annoying check engine lights on. Obviously, you might need a little gas. Yes, the back gate is open. It's got 141,687 miles on it, which for, you know, basically a 14-year-old vehicle, that's about 10,000 miles a year. So the mileage certainly isn't outrageous. All right, let's check some stuff here. Right rear window, you see down, up, no problem. Oops, wrong switch. Right front, down and up. Come on around. Left rear, down, up. And of course the all-important driver's window, down and, or not. Okay, we got one window that doesn't work. How about the mirrors? How are they doing? Not mirrors don't work. I'm guessing that could just be this switch, because see this panel's a little loose. It might just be a matter of the switch. Yeah, because none of the mirrors are working in this right front. So you might need one of these, what's called a master switch. No big deal. It's got tilt wheel, cruise control. You see, there's your tilt wheel. AM, FM, CD. The knobs are missing, but I think it works.
The professionals, Roger.
That's perfect. Yeah, a little bit of ZZ Top for you. The only kind of major thing I know that's wrong with this is the air conditioning does not work. But, you know, we're getting to the end of the summer now, and it's just not worth putting the extra money into this thing. So I'll leave it up to you whether you want to fix it or you want to run it like this through the winter and fix it next spring or whatever. That's up to you. The interior is in very nice shape. You can see it's not all busted up. It's not all beat up. This door panel, you know, a little loose here, like I said. You know, typical Chevy. It's got the, you know, the weak hinges. Okay, so you got to, you know, give the door a pretty good slam to get it to shut. Let me show you the rest of this here. You can see it's got, the seat's not all torn up. It does have some burn marks, burn holes in it. It looks more like weed seed burns to me. Not that I know anything about that. And the bolsters are a little weak, but other than that, it's actually a pretty comfy seat to sit in. Apologize for the dirt. I guess I could have cleaned that up a little better. It does have floor mats, as you can see right there. Here's your driver's door. One of the really neat things, oh, look at, yeah, somebody did actually do something with the door hinge there. So it looks like they replaced the striker. So there you have it. All right, let me close this up. Yeah, it closes pretty good, not bad. All right, coming around to the front, let's check the tires on this baby. So I'm gonna do it with my handy dandy gizmo here. And let's see. And it looks like it's got right around 6/32 of tread, so it's about halfway done. You know, typical tires like this are between, you know, 9 and 12/32 when they're new. All right, let's check out this rear one. It doesn't feel as good. Yeah, it's a little under 6/32. So again, not something you have to run out to the tire store and get yourself some new tires right away. Probably make it through the winter with these. Oh, this is obviously a spare. I don't have the, it's missing the one aluminum wheel. Obviously, you know, I don't have, yeah, this actually probably has the best tread on it. Yeah, 9/32. You can just go to the junkyard probably for 50 bucks and get a wheel, but that's up to you. And let's see, what's this one look like? This looks like about the other, so let me just double check that. Seems, yeah, no, this one's got about 9/32. So yeah, tires aren't horrible on this. Now, as far as the body's concerned, it used to have one of those brush guards on the front, and that's probably a good thing they did because it looks like they hit something and pushed it into the body, as you can see right there. I took it off because it was all bent in. It would get in the way of getting the hood open. But again, I think it saved a lot of damage. So that's, you know, it's got a little bit of damage in the front. Here's your front driver's door. It's got a pretty good scrape right there, but other than that, not bad. One thing that's really cool about this vehicle, you can see how nice the interior is here, is that it must have been, I'm gonna guess it was garage kept, because I gotta tell you, it's not all rusted out and doesn't have the typical corrosion that a, what do you call it? You know, a 14-year-old Blazer typically would. All right, here, let me do around the door. And especially when you look down the bottom of the doors here, that's where you'll often see an issue starting right there. And this one's in pretty darn good shape. All right. And this is your rear doors. You can see it's got deep tinted glass, not in bad shape. Let's take a look-see in the back. Again, floor mats in the back. Interior's pretty darn nice back here. It's a nice place to be. Well, 5-passenger, of course. There's your door jamb. There's the door panel. And of course, let's check the door frame, and we'll do my usual thing, looking to see if there's any corrosion, etc. Let this adjust. And as you can see, pretty darn nice shape. All right, let's check out the roof. And you see it's got the roof rack with the crossbars. Deep tinted glass in the rear. All right, coming around into the back. Plenty of space in these babies, these 4 doors. And what's cool, these seats are split fold downs, so you can actually fold this down and you have enough room from the back right here all the way to the back of the front seats if you so desire, without even having to take the seats out. You know, to put, I don't know, plywood, 2x4s, whatever you want to use it for. If you want to use it as a delivery vehicle, let's just do the rear jamb. So far, we're 2 for 2 on the doors with no rust. And this looks like we are 3 for 3. This vehicle was rust-proofed when it was new, so it just goes to show you sometimes that extra stuff they sell you at the dealer, sometimes it works. All right, rear bumper looks pretty good. Let's see what's underneath. I pretty much can guarantee you there's no spare tire under there. Yep, there's a carrier, so you're gonna want to have to get one of those. Okay, close this up. A couple of scratches here and there, a couple of dents. Again, overall, it's not a horrible looking vehicle. It's actually a really nice looking vehicle. This back in 2000 was one of the most popular colors too. This is called Pewter. Pewter metallic. All right, little bruise right there. Coming along, left rear door's got one tiny little ding in it right there too. Again, not bad. Here's the back of this puppy. Door panel, nice, clean. Let's check out this door jamb, or door frame, excuse me. And looks good. Looks like we're 4 for 4 so far on the rust, without the doors being done. A couple little dings on the driver's door. Obviously, back when this was hanging loose by the hinges there, that's typical of what happens. Yeah, I don't think they did a very pretty job of fixing the striker, but it's better than others I've had where the door's essentially just hanging off. I don't know, it was such a problem with these. All right, and 1, 2, 3, man, now we're 4 for 4. There you go. Left front fender looks pretty darn nice. Now coming around the front, as I already explained to you, that's those brackets right there and there. That was part of the that brush guard that was on the front. You have to take the bumper off to get rid of them, so I didn't want to spend the money doing that. Hey, check this out. Oh. Hey, your compressor works. So for all I know, this could just be low on Freon. Geez, I never even thought to check that. But the compressor is working, so that's a good sign. At least you know you don't have to go out and buy yourself a compressor, I hope. All right, looking down below. And let's take a look, see underneath. Now this has, in what my opinion is, one of the best motors General Motors ever made. This is the 4.3 liter V6, and I've always found these things to be darn near bulletproof. I love this motor. It's plenty of power. It's a nice size 6-cylinder. I can't say enough good things about this, but this one sounds particularly good. Let's rev her up. And obviously you can tell there's no high rev knock, there's no valve train noise on this baby, nothing. So yeah, it sounds beautiful. Now the only mechanical thing, which is probably an easy fix I can hear, sounds like a slight exhaust leak. There's your hood. there you go. Like I said, a couple little dents. That's all from that brush guard. Other than that, the hood's pretty decent shape. Yeah, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take it for a ride. I'll demonstrate how she runs, how she shifts. I'll even demonstrate the four-wheel drive right here on my little gravel driveway here. Down there I do it. Because that's really the most important thing. Is this something you can buy to last you through a couple of winters? I'm pretty sure it will, but that you can be the judge for yourself. All right, everyone, we're gonna take it for a spin now. And one thing I always do on all of my cars is I like to start them when they're cold, which you saw me do that before. It was ice cold, not ice cold, I mean it's 75 degrees out. And now you're gonna get to see after it's had a chance to warm up. And just so you can see all the lights do operate, so it's not like somebody turned a light out or pulled a bulb like they used to. I mean, I don't do that crap, but since you don't know me, you know, who knows. But as you can see, other than the fact that it probably could use a little bit of gas, none of the lights are on. Now, this 4.3 liter V6 is mated to this 4-speed automatic transmission, which again is a great combination, at least in my opinion. And this is no different. It takes right off, shifts nicely. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the air conditioning and the, what do you call it? A little loud exhaust. Other than that, I think you got a pretty fine vehicle here. Looks like the steering wheel's a little cocked to the left. I don't know what to attribute that to. But look, my hands are off the wheel and it's going down the road straight. So apparently there's nothing really wrong with the front end. But if it really bugs you, you can always have it aligned and boom, takes care of that issue. All right, I'm gonna turn around here. Well, don't feel any pulsation in the brakes, at least not from 50 miles an hour and down. All right, I'll do a quick spin around here. Not the greatest turning radius in the world, I have to say. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take off. There's a car coming, so I'm gonna step on it. See, right up to 55, no problems whatsoever. Don't hear much road noise. You know, sometimes these 4x4s you can hear a bit of road noise. This doesn't sound too bad. Again, it's a 14-year-old car. It's going to be sold cheap, but like I said, a very cheap 4x4. I'm going to do a brake test, and all that's going to be is pulling into the vacant lot across the street from my place, letting go of the steering wheel, slamming on the brakes at about 25 miles an hour. I'll describe to you how the brakes feel, and you can keep an eye on the steering wheel and make sure it doesn't swing wildly to the right or the left, indicating, you know, some kind of brake balance issue. All right, here we go. Ready, and ooh, good news. I don't even know if you could hear that on the video or not, but it does have anti-lock brakes, and the anti-lock brakes work exactly. Oh, look at this. Hey, the window does work. Huh, I'll be darned. I must not have been hitting the switch properly. Anyway, yeah, so it does have anti-lock brakes, dual airbags, four-wheel drive. So actually, this would be a pretty good vehicle to. I would put one of my kids in this. I'd have no problem. I wouldn't let them like drive to California in it, but I certainly wouldn't have any problem running back and forth to high school, you know, in this thing. Like I said, it's got all the stuff that you want your kid to have. Plus, it's a decent-sized vehicle, and it's built on a full truck frame too. Not like one of those unibody pieces of crap like a CRV or something like this. This has a real frame under it. Okay, I think one thing I didn't point out is it does have the temperature and the compass right there. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I know it's hard for you guys to see this right now, but I am parked on about a 20-degree, I would say, guessing, incline, going up the hill on gravel. Now, what I'm going to do is I have the window down, so I want you to listen as I step on the gas in two-wheel drive. Pretty much all you'll hear is the wheels spinning in the back, gravel getting kicked up, and then you'll see that we'll pretty much hardly take off. So here we go. Pay attention. All right, there you go. Well, I just kicked a whole bunch of gravel out into my parking lot. All right, now that was two-wheel drive, and it is rear-wheel drive when it's two-wheel drive. Now, I'll put it into, you push the button, it says 4 high. Now it's gonna grab and we're gonna go. A little bit of gravel obviously will come up, but not like before. Here you go, ready? Oops, I'm in neutral. Sorry about that. Put it into drive and off we go. Yeah, absolutely no gravel came up and she took right off. Now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it into 4 low and I just felt the transfer case clunk like it's supposed to. It's funny because I did have this and the four-wheel drive wasn't working, so I sent it out and all it was a stupid little vacuum hose, believe it or not. I think it cost me like 60 bucks to fix it or whatever, but at least it's fixed. So now I know you're going to get a good four-wheel drive vehicle. Now, those of you that aren't very familiar with four-wheel drive low, basically, if you ever need to use four-wheel drive low, what you need to do is not go out. Okay, it's really only for the most severe conditions, either pulling something out of the woods, mud, real deep mud, or horrible snow. But because it changes everything, you can't even go over like 30 miles an hour. And I'll demonstrate that because it's about, oh, I don't know, maybe what, 200 feet up to the top of back of my lot here. I will go shift through all 4 gears by the time we get there. All right, pay attention and listen, and here we go. Second, third, and fourth. There we go. Before I even got to the top, it went through all the gears. But the four-wheel drive low does work. And I just, you know, hey, if the vehicle comes with it and it works, I like to demonstrate it. There we go. You put it in 4 high. You got to put it in neutral to do this. And then boom, back to 2 high. Now, interesting, 2 high and 4 high, you can, you know, going back and forth, you can do that at almost any speed, you know, within reason, 55 miles an hour, that sort of thing. So you don't have to stop. The only time you have to stop and actually put it in neutral is if you were going to put it into 4 low. Other than that, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, let me do my little happy recap here. This is a 2000 Chevrolet Blazer LS. Plenty of equipment. What I know is wrong with it is that the air conditioner does not work. As you guys saw though, the compressor is turning on and off, so that leads me to believe that maybe it just needs a charge. And the exhaust sounds a little loud. Other than that, you got a pretty nice, solid vehicle. Here, we're gonna take a walk around it out in the sun now, so you guys can get a little better view of how she looks. I know before it was in the shade. Got a little bit of mismatched tires here too, it looks like, I just noticed. It's up to you. Buy it and run it, or buy it and work on it. You know, that's your call. But it's a good place to start so far. All right, so if you need a reliable 5-passenger, 4-door SUV, 4-wheel drive, where pretty much most of the important components work, engine, transmission, transfer case, this might be the right one for you. And as I always do, I hope this goes to a good home. Thanks.